Let's look at how to get started with our Space Invaders project. We have our UML here that lets us look at what we can change so that we don't have to keep scrolling through all that code. And then it starts out with some instructions for us. Here's the link again if you need to get to Khan Academy to the library. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a spin-off and you're going to name it something like some unique name for yourself. Now that you have a spin-off, you'll be able to edit the code. There's actually some TBDs in your code to say where to write it. So if I click my mouse in here and I do Control F and I look for TBD, you can see the different hints of the things to add. So right under this comment, that's where we're going to create our cannons, aliens, and strike forces. Now we want to fire our cannon when we click the mouse. So we're going to use this mouse clicked function to add the code for firing the cannon. Okay, so that's the basics of what you have. Everything above is the library. So the first suggestion is to go ahead and create an alien. And we do that with this new, that's where we're stamping out the object. So we're going to stamp out one of these alien objects. And in this case, I gave it the name thing. We can call it whatever we want. Today, I guess I'll call it Jerry. And Jerry is going to be a new alien. And I can put it anywhere I want to. That is the XY position. Now, we don't see anything yet because the alien doesn't draw onto the canvas unless I call the draw function. So my instance name is Jerry, so I use Jerry, and I type in .draw because that's my function. Now I can't see my alien because my draw function keeps refreshing the background. So let me comment out my background so that I'll be able to see my alien. Now I have my alien on my screen, and he looks like Noes. Let's see what the next suggestion is. Change the XY values so we can see how the alien is placed on the screen. So by creating my alien at different locations, I can put my alien wherever I want. Step 2 is to create a formation of aliens. So I want to repeat step 1 until I have a set of aliens that I want to put in my strike force. So let's create some more aliens. So I'm going to just copy and paste this. And so I have Jerry, I'll add Sherry, Harry, and Mary, and Carrie. Okay, and then I can create a formation of aliens by just kind of putting them wherever I want to put them. And so now I have a formation of aliens that are going to be attacking. Well, in order for the aliens to attack, I have to put them in a strike force. So I'll look at my directions here, and I'm going to create a new strike force. So I need some variables, and I'm just going to call them the Airy crew because they all rhyme with Jerry, Sherry, Airy, etc. And it's going to be a new strike force. Okay, so in the object model, there is a strike force object. So I'm just creating a strike force. And I'm going to add my aliens to the strike force. So I'm going to call the method for each alien that I want to add to the strike force. So can I find a method in my strike force that looks like it would add an alien? Oh, look, here's one right here. It's called add alien. So I'm going to call add alien on my Airy crew. Well, I call that with the dot notation. And so I'm going to add alien, and I'm going to add Jerry. And I'm going to add Sherry, Harry, Mary, and Carrie. So there I have my strike force, and all these guys got added to the strike force. Next it says to find the method on the strike force that will draw it and call that method. Okay, so I go up to my documentation here and I look at my strike force object and I see there's a draw method. Okay, so my strike force is called Airy Crew, so I want to call draw on my Airy Crew. Then it says remove the calls to draw the individual aliens. Do I still see the aliens? So I'm going to comment out these draws. And I still see my aliens because the strike force draw goes through and draws, whoops, I missed a slash, draws every alien that was added to the strike force. So I don't need to draw each one individually. I can just add it to the strike force. And then the strike force is actually calling that individual draw method for each member in the strike force. Let's look at that code. Let's start with add alien and take a look at how that works. When we called add alien on our Airy Crew, all it did was take that alien object and push it onto this members array. So we have an array of aliens. Then when we call draw, all it does is step through that array of aliens and call draw on each individual alien. Therefore, we don't need to call the individual draw on each alien. We can just add them to the strike force and then call one draw, which will loop through and draw every alien.